don't think he realized that we have some vertically challenged people here that need to... Short people rights, right? Are we fired up? That's right! I am so excited to be here today, not only as a member of this community in Murray and a member of the Murray State University family, but brothers and sisters, I am so excited to be here today to show you what your sister in Islam looks like. I'm a Muslim and I'm proud. And you're my neighbors. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Identity is so important in our lives. And growing up as the child of a Palestinian father, a Brazilian mother, a Muslim family, I struggled so hard as a child. I have a confession to make. I don't normally tell people this, but as a young child, I told people I was Mexican. I learned Spanish. I ate saladitos. I don't know if any of you know what that is. Dried prunes. It was disgusting, but I needed to fit in. You know what I'm talking about? But where did that come from? Where did that fear of letting people know who I was come from? I'll tell you where it came from because I remember the day. It was during the Iran hostage crisis, the early 80s, when we were tying yellow ribbons around the old oak tree. You remember that? Tie a yellow ribbon, right? And we had a school assembly, and I couldn't have been more than 8 years old. And all of us were standing in front of the school as we tied a yellow ribbon in order to show solidarity for our hostages to come back home. And behind me stood two of my favorite teachers. And as they stood behind me, they started to talk about those barbarian Muslims, those savage Arabs. And my knees began to buckle, and I started to shake. And I went home that day crying, letting my immigrant mother know what I had heard. And as an immigrant, she was scared. And we went to the fabric store that day, and we bought yellow fabric, and we cut the strips one by one. And we went out that evening and tied yellow ribbons around all the trees we can find, whether they were old oak ones or maple trees. We didn't care. No words were spoken that day because there was fear. There was fear. And it didn't stop there. You see, many of us believe that there's this fear right now of identities. We're afraid of this new administration. But they didn't start it. It was here. It's been here. I've been living it. And I persevered. And I realized not because I was afraid. You know who taught me how to be strong? My children. My children taught me how to be strong. My daughter Mia, who always tells me, "Mom, I'm a peacock, let me fly." And I tell her, "Don't ruffle the feathers," and she's like, "Let me ruffle, let me fly." My boys, Ali, Omar, and Mohammed, who we tell everyone we picked their names off the terrorist watch list. I'll tell you a story. They were going to speech therapy. And one of my twins, he's here today, Omar, there was a two-way mirror. And the therapist was telling him, let's say words that have the S sound in it. And he said, okay, I'm a Muslim. Muslims are great people. They like Legos. They like to have fun. They love peace. And as she became nervous, she said, I know. Let's change the letters. Let's say words that start with TH. He said, okay, the Muslims are coming. He wasn't afraid. And I thought, why am I? There's no reason for that. So today I stand before you as a proud Muslim, a proud Palestinian, a proud American. Thank you. I stand before you as a proud child of immigrants, making a difference. I stand before you to inspire you, to have the courage, to believe in yourself, to stand up, to speak out, to fight against oppression. Social justice is so important. One of my side gigs that I do is I'm the managing editor for one of the biggest online magazines for Muslims right now. It's called MuslimGirl.com. Thank you. And last semester, if you were here, we had the founder, Imani Al-Khattabi, come out and speak to Murray State, and I was so nervous that nobody would show up. And there was no room to stand. That's how packed the rooms were. And she taught us a lot. And not only did she teach us a lot, but the students and the faculty and the members of this community taught me a lot. They taught me about pluralism. You see, we're not here to be asked for acceptance. We're here to be asked for respect, though. At the end of the day, you will respect us, right? We're not here to ask for tolerance. I don't need you to tolerate me. We're here to ask for pluralism. You can believe what you want to believe, but let me believe what I want to believe. So I'd like to leave you here today with 3 points taken from a page of the Muslim Girl Crisis Manual, because we got one. And I'd like to tell you 3 things that you can do to remain our allies. 3 things that you can do to make a difference in the world. Not just for the Muslim girl that's standing up here on this beautiful truck, right? But for everyone, every marginalized, every other out there. I had to write this down because I didn't want to get it wrong. The number 1 thing you can do for us is stand up for us. You see, it means more to your peers when you speak out on our behalf. If you hear racist remarks, if you hear discriminatory remarks, rather than me standing up for myself, I've done that long enough, people. I'm tired. I need a break. Speak up on my behalf. Take advantage of that armchair social justice advocating. Share that message. Share that post that talks about plurality. Share it. Let them know. We need help. Number 2 thing that you can do to remain strong allies with us is to invite us to talk. During the first presidential debate between Trump and Clinton, during the DNC, I'm sorry, I take it back, during the DNC, when the Gold Star family came up and Trump made a comment, well, I don't know, maybe she wasn't allowed to talk. You remember that? Can you hear me now? We can talk. Ask my husband, he'll tell you I talk all day. He may be the head of my house, but I'm the neck. Right? And during the presidential debates, when he said Muslims should report stuff, I'm reporting stuff right now. This Muslim right here is reporting that I am here for you. If you need me to come talk in your churches, I'll come. Let's praise together. Let's worship together. I'm all about that life. If you have a panel discussion at your university and you need somebody to speak on behalf of Muslims or Muslim women, honey, I'm not suppressed. I'm not. And none of the Muslims I know are either. The last thing you can do to become strong allies with Muslim women and Muslims in general and all marginalized people are to support us. How do you support us, people? If we have a small business, buy from us. If we have an initiative, come see about it. Come ask us about it. Promote it. These are all things that are small tokens, but they go so far. And don't just stop with Muslim women. Continue that with people of color, with people with disabilities, with the LGBTQ. I'm sorry. English is not my first language. I speak 4. And so with that, I leave you with something that I had learned when I was in the 4th grade. the Gettysburg Address when Lincoln said, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth to this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. I'm going to rewrite history today and tell you that all men, all women, all marginalized groups, all people of color, all people of color are included in that. You know, I was watching the inauguration yesterday, and Trump said, the time for empty talk is over. And you know what? I don't always agree with him, but he is so right. The time for empty talk is over.